You are looking live at the Motor City. We are here in Detroit, Michigan, inside a capacity Little Caesars Arena as the aftershock from SummerSlam is bound to be felt. Welcome to Thursday Night SmackDown on the road to Bash in Berlin. Bash in Berlin taking place live on Sunday, October the 19th, and right here tonight, the World Heavyweight Championship matchup for that occasion will be determined. In your main event, the heavyweight title of the world will be on the line as the new champion, Judgment Day's Finn Balor, puts the gold on the line against a man who defeated him weeks prior to SummerSlam. That's main event Jey Uso. The history runs deep between those two. They clash for the gold right here tonight. And the winner of that match will meet the winner of this upcoming affair. It is a SummerSlam rematch between two men who have an argument to be #1 contender. The phenomenal AJ Styles, the Mad Dragon Ilja Dragunov. The winner of this bout goes directly to Bash in Berlin to challenge for the heavyweight championship of the world. Who's it gonna be? We find out up next.
Making his way to the ring from Gainesville, Georgia, weighing in at 218 pounds, the phenomenal AJ Styles.
I cannot think of a better way to kick things off tonight on your Thursday night edition of SmackDown than with a SummerSlam return bout, and the stakes could not be any higher. It was back in Cleveland that AJ Styles defeated Ilja Dragunov to become the World Heavyweight Champion. Styles basked in the glory of that championship win for mere minutes until the Judgment Day's Finn Balor would arrive on the scene and cash in the Money in the Bank contract against a weakened AJ Styles. Finn Balor now the rightful holder of the World Heavyweight Championship. That is at least until later tonight when he runs into main event Jey Uso. We'll see what happens there. But both AJ Styles and Ilja Dragunov with an argument to be the one true #1 contender, but only one man can challenge for the gold on the 19th of this month in Germany. Who will it be? We find out right here, right now on SmackDown. The Mad Dragon is on the scene!
And his opponent from Moscow, Russia, weighing in at 187 pounds, Ilja Dragunov.
Well, AJ Styles and Ilja Dragunov put on one hell of a clinic back at SummerSlam, and tonight they run it back right here on SmackDown. These are two men who have been cornerstones of the SmackDown brand in 2025. You look at Ilja Dragunov, the 2025 Royal Rumble match winner, the victor in SmackDown's respective main event this year at WrestleMania. Holding the World Heavyweight Championship from the grandest stage of them all to the biggest party of the summer. One hell of a reign that we will not soon forget for the Tsar. But Ilja Dragunov is looking for his time without the heavyweight title of the world to be short-lived. If he can get through AJ Styles tonight, he's got himself a guaranteed rematch for the World Heavyweight Championship, whether it be against Finn Balor or against Jey Uso. We find out later tonight here in the Motor City. But Ilja Dragunov has got to try to do what he couldn't do at SummerSlam, and that's defeat AJ Styles. AJ Styles, the 2025 King of the Ring winner, a man who scratched and clawed and earned his way to championship glory at SummerSlam. Both of these men, no doubt, deserving challengers for the big gold belt, but only one man will be inside of the ring in the Uber Arena on Sunday night, October the 19th. Who will it be? We find out right now. The bell has sounded. We are underway here in Detroit. AJ Styles, Ilja Dragunov, one-on-one from SummerSlam to right here on SmackDown. The #1 contendership for the heavyweight championship of the world is on the line. A lot of respect between these two individuals in the lead up to their contest at SummerSlam, and I'm sure great respect right here tonight. But as we saw back in Huntington Bank Field, when the bell sounds, that respect goes out the window. It is all trying to get the job done inside of that ring. SummerSlam, it was about the gold itself. Tonight, just an opportunity to challenge for the gold in a couple of weeks' time at the Bash in Berlin. Ilja Dragunov has got to have in the back of his mind, can I defeat AJ Styles? I wasn't able to keep down this man when I emptied the arsenal at SummerSlam. And AJ Styles damn near did the same thing in his eventual victory of the Mad Dragon. Gotta wonder who is more motivated, if there's an equal motivation between these two men tonight. Ilja not only trying to get that win back against AJ Styles, but get back the World Heavyweight Championship, of course. AJ Styles looking to do what he did at SummerSlam. That's defeat Ilja Dragunov, but then the pressure, I should say, rolls into Bash in Berlin, where he's got to hope he can get the job done yet again to get back the World Heavyweight Championship. Again, he held for only mere minutes back at SummerSlam. Just as it was the biggest party of the summer, Styles and Dragunov tit for tat thus far. Two incredible athletes inside of that ring, two of the best in the world today. All in the name of trying to get back the heavyweight championship of the world, the most prestigious prize that we house here on Thursday Night SmackDown. I want to thank you for joining us live thus far tonight. It is going to be an incredible night of action. The World Heavyweight Championship, of course, headlining in your main event. So much bad blood between Finn Balor and Jey Uso. One final time they meet here tonight, and the stakes couldn't be any higher. Ilja Dragunov in control of this opening bout against AJ Styles. Dragunov, such an incredible talent inside of that ring that we have seen blossom throughout this year thus far. AJ Styles putting the shoulder up there, and I think Ilja Dragunov, especially after their encounter at SummerSlam, knew he wasn't going to get a victory that time. Maybe just trying to get into the psyche of AJ Styles, and also forcing to extend a little bit of unwanted energy. And there's Styles off the reversal, but keep your eyes on Dragunov, who uses the leverage to his advantage. Slingshot clothesline, taking Styles off the soles of his boots. Oh, there's Styles, delivering a boot right to the head of the Mad Dragon, and now takes him off his feet as well. Seen these two men be opponents. We've seen them be tag team partners. Tonight, they stand across the ring from each other again. #1 contendership on the line. Vintage maneuver out of the arsenal of the phenomenal one, but it's going to take more to keep down Dragunov, as AJ Styles knows what he had to do at SummerSlam. Final moments of that matchup, it was the brain buster on the top buckle, it was a phenomenal forearm, and it was the Styles clash. It was the combination of some devastating maneuvers that eventually kept down Ilja Dragunov. Styles may need to repeat history tonight if he's gonna get the 3 count. At the same time, AJ Styles knows that Ilja Dragunov has got to be expecting this such. And does AJ have anything in his arsenal to try to throw Ilja off his game? Dragunov on a wobbly foundation, and Styles just going to knock him right back down to size. Get up, knock you back down, keep that going in repetition, and you may have the victory. Incredible springboard moonsault down on the canvas, and another close call here in Detroit. AJ Styles going high risk, high reward. We expect nothing less from one of the greatest ever lace up a pair of boots. Styles now, burning hammer position in the move. The maneuver, we shall say, lands flush. Ilja rolling to the outskirts, trying to use the ropes to get back to his feet and try to regain some composure in this matchup. But AJ Styles firmly in the driver's seat right now. Again, Dragunov may have it in the back of his mind. Can I defeat AJ Styles? Can I do what I couldn't do when my gold was on the line? And there's Styles over the top rope, taking down Ilja. Dragunov is looking worse for wear right now in the middle of the Motor City. We may be one step closer to AJ Styles making the trip to Berlin, Germany to challenge either Finn Balor or Jey Uso for the World Heavyweight title. Sure, AJ Styles would love for that to be Finn Balor so he could try to get his retribution for what happened at SummerSlam and, quite frankly, all the history between those two men. I want to get ahead of ourselves here because there's a German into the bridge, and it was nearly Ilja Dragunov going back to familiar soils in Germany. I'd imagine for Ilja Dragunov, extra motivated to get the job done here tonight. Not only to once again challenge for the World Heavyweight Championship, but to go back to the land that raised him and challenge for the gold on those home soils. Constantine special wipes out Styles. And another near fall here on SmackDown. Ilja Dragunov throwing everything he had behind that Constantine special, but AJ Styles still in this fight. AJ Styles, however, may be surviving but far from thriving. We have no idea how much that Constantine special took out of the Phenomenal One. AJ looking up at the lights of Little Caesars Arena right now. Dragunov, middle row position, and now he's the one throwing all his body at his opponent. Ilja Dragunov unable to defeat AJ Styles back at SummerSlam. Can he turn the tides tonight? Become #1 contender, just as Jey Uso was the one who defeated Finn Balor 2 weeks prior to SummerSlam. Will Balor be able to turn the tables on main event Jey in your main event clash later tonight? Nice combination out of the corner by Styles to get back into this matchup. AJ now on the apron, could be trying to eye up Ilja for phenomenal forearmer. Maybe just goaded him in that time. On the apron still, and a 450 splash by Styles. And Ilja Dragunov popping that shoulder up at 2.9. This matchup's gonna progress. But you see how much has been taken out of Ilja. Hell, even Styles as well. It's written all over the body language. Fatigue is setting in. How much more do these two men have left? Oof. German out of the corner by Styles. Usually it's Ilja Dragunov sending out those Germans to his opposers. But AJ Styles, a lot of tricks up his sleeve, we shall say. Ilja Dragunov may be in trouble. 450 splash didn't do it. AJ Styles is now heading to the top rope. Ilja Dragunov finding him mid-air and able to get out of dodge at the last second. AJ crashes and burns on the canvas, now set to the opposite side of the ring, and over he goes with the suplex. Ilja Dragunov may have just been rewarded the momentum back on a silver platter after that crash and burn by Styles moments ago. AJ now set into the corner. What's Ilja Dragunov got in mind? Trying to take every ounce of flesh out of AJ Styles. Oh no, Styles in trouble. And another overhead suplex. Ilja Dragunov wiping out Styles. The Motor City on their feet. Ilja far from done. AJ Styles taken to the outside. Here comes the man dragon soaring through the sky. AJ Styles nearly getting wiped out at ringside. We tried to get sent back inside the ring by Ilja. I think just the fatigue again of this matchup just collapses him down to the floor. Ilja Dragunov has got AJ Styles exactly where he wants him right now. Ilja may be on the verge of doing what he couldn't do at SummerSlam, and that's keeping down this year's King of the Ring winner. Dragunov primed and set to strike. H-bomb incoming, and AJ Styles got the boot up. No H-bomb to be delivered. A well-timed reversal by Styles. Another burning hammer that just collapses the flesh and bone of Ilja Dragunov. An incredible counter by the Phenomenal One. And now a drop kick takes Ilja off his feet. AJ Styles out on the apron once more. The Phenomenal Forearm lands. AJ to go to Bastion Merlin. Not just yet, Ilja Dragunov still alive. What a matchup to kick things off tonight in Detroit as Ilja Dragunov just collapses out of the corner. The Phenomenal Forearm unable to keep down the Czar. AJ Styles may need to do what he did at SummerSlam and pull out everything in his arsenal. A Styles Clash, a Brain Buster, whatever he's got. Ilja might have kicked out, but you see, he ain't got much left, using the ropes just to get to his feet. Dragunov now trying to create some distance. Throwing everything he had behind that chop. AJ Styles just saying, nuh-uh, not today. Goes to the forearm, lands it twice. Really able to get the hell out of dodge that time. Ilja Dragunov, look at this, stacking up AJ Styles. Pinfall here, he got him. Ilja Dragunov got him. Ilja Dragunov saw an opportunity and he took it. And he scored the victory over the man he was unable to defeat at SummerSlam. AJ Styles extending the hand, a sign of respect between these two incredible athletes. AJ will live to fight another day, but Ilja Dragunov gets another crack at the heavyweight title on October the 19th in Germany at Bash in Berlin. Live on Sunday, October 19th, from the Uber Arena in Berlin, Germany. The action returns as Raw and SmackDown superstars collide for glory, gold, and unforgettable moments. Titles will be on the line. Rivalries reach their boiling point, and these competitors step into the ring with everything on the line. From brutal clashes to moments of triumph, only the best will leave their mark on international soil. Presented by Noah Nation Gaming channel memberships, the lights will be the brightest at the Bash in Berlin. Two major premium live events are on your way. 2 weeks from Sunday, we head to Berlin, Germany, October the 19th, 5 p.m. Eastern Time for the Bash in Berlin. And then all roads lead to Miami, Florida on Sunday night, November the 9th, 5 p.m. Eastern Time as well for the 2025 edition of Bad Blood. A lot of action on the way over the next couple of months and more action on hand right here tonight on Thursday Night SmackDown. The Cardiac Kid, Wes Lee, has got a score to settle with the Cruiserweight Champion of the World, Dominic Mysterio. I want to take you back to last time out here on SmackDown. Dominic Mysterio saying he was not the one who attacked Javon Evans backstage a week prior. Wes Lee had other things in mind, believes Dominic Mysterio was the culprit and took the fight to the Judgment Day representative. Wes Lee looking out for his friend, the young OG Javon Evans. Dominic Mysterio unwelcomed, or I should say unhappy, by the unwelcoming presence of Wes Lee. Well, Wes Lee looks to continue to bring the fight to the Judgment Day here tonight. All signs point to Dominic Mysterio in his mind, and he ain't gonna rest until Dominic Mysterio is put down for good. Certainly not the most popular man walking the streets of Detroit.
And his opponent, accompanied by Liv Morgan, representing the Judgment Day. From San Diego, California, weighing in at 200 pounds, the WWE Cruiserweight Champion, Dirty Dominic Mysterio.
Well, Dominic Mysterio might have thought Wes Lee was unwelcome last time out here on SmackDown. By the sounds of it, I think Dominic Mysterio is unwelcome here in Detroit. Well, either way you spin it, the Judgment Day currently draped in gold. As you see, Liv Morgan, the brand new Women's United States Champion, after defeating Kairi Sane on the SummerSlam kickoff show. Liv Morgan holding gold, Dominic Mysterio holding gold, Finn Balor, at least for now, holding gold. We'll see if he's going to leave the Motor City with that World Heavyweight Championship in your main event later tonight here on SmackDown. Dominic Mysterio looking to take care of this little Wes Lee problem. You know, there's some history between these two men outside of the fact that Wes Lee is just trying to get to the bottom of who attacked Javon Evans. It was earlier this year at WrestleMania Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia. Wes Lee was the reigning, defending Cruiserweight champion on that night, was unsuccessful in his pursuit of retaining the gold as Dominic Mysterio won his first Cruiserweight title earlier this year at WrestleMania. Dominic Mysterio, of course, lost that title to Javon Evans back at King and Queen of the Ring. A couple of weeks later, was able to defeat the Young OG in a 2 out of 3 falls match to once again win the Cruiserweight Championship. And he's had a problem with Javon for months now on SmackDown. Wes Lee's taken up that problem with Dirty Dom tonight. Took the fight to Dominic Mysterio last time out here on SmackDown, and now is looking to beat the answers out of Mysterio. Well, he ain't gonna be able to do that if Liv Morgan's sticking her nose in this matchup. Really to no surprise, the new Women's United States Champion having the back of her little boyfriend at the Judgment Day. Certainly had to be all smiles in the Judgment Day clubhouse after the biggest party of the summer, but now tonight is where we get down to business. Dominic Mysterio looking to deal with his little Wes Lee problem. And Finn Balor putting that World Heavyweight Championship on the line in your main event against Jey Uso. Dominic Mysterio, as we mentioned, he's had a problem since Javon Evans since the inaugural SmackDown of the season after WrestleMania. Javon Evans arrived here on the blue brand, has been targeting Dominic Mysterio's spot at the top of the Cruiserweight division ever since. Incredible maneuver by the Cardiac Kid, that standing shooting star press enough to put a normal man away, but gotta give the devil credit where it's due. Dominic Mysterio, ever impressive inside of that ring, able to kick out and survive some of Wes Lee's best thus far, but Lee keeping his foot on the gas pedal. What a drop kick! Taking Mysterio off his feet. Listen, Wes Lee might have took the fight to Dominic Mysterio because he believes that Dom attacked Javon Evans in the backstage area 2 weeks prior to SummerSlam. But Wes Lee's also got to have in mind that a victory tonight could put him right back into the line of contention for the championship that is around the waist of Dirty Dom. Moonsault into the Tornado DDT out of the corner that time. Wes Lee is leaving no stone unturned against Mysterio here in Detroit. Dominic Mysterio gonna play a little bit of catch up here. Trying to ground Wes Lee and make sure he is not soaring around this ring and really dictating the pace. That's Mysterio's best case scenario tonight. Dominic's got to ground the Cardiac Kid, wrestle his style of matchup, which although can be high flying at times, is a little bit slower of paced, as Dominic Mysterio loves trying to throw off his opponents inside of that ring. Normally when that doesn't work out, that's when you see Liv Morgan getting involved. Nonetheless, beautiful Hurricane Rana off the middle rope, taking Lee down momentarily. Look at that, standing one that time. And that's where we said you got to give credit where it's due. Might not like the attitude of Dominic Mysterio, his actions inside or, quite frankly, outside of the ring. He's an incredible talent at the end of the day. His company, however, absolutely sucks. Meanwhile, Wes Lee, Canadian Destroyer on the Cruiserweight Champion. Into the cut. Oh, wait, what the hell was that? Liv Morgan interfered with that pinfall a little bit, and now Wes Lee is giving her some lip. I don't know how referee Chad Patton called that. I think he might have saw Dominic Mysterio's hand on the rope for a brief second there. I don't know what happened. What I do know is Liv Morgan should be banished from ringside as Wes Lee and his game plan is getting all kinds of thrown off thanks to the numbers game of the Judgment Day. Really to no surprise, Wes Lee distracted, and Dominic Mysterio gonna look to take advantage here. Dial it up for a 6, 1, 9, or maybe not. Wes Lee catches the boots. Well-timed reversal there by the Cardiac Kid. Dominic Mysterio thought he had the answer to this matchup. Wesley saying otherwise. Dominic now off the reversal. Wesley too quick to catch. Blink and you'll miss him. He'll call him the Cardiac Kid for nothing. Wesley at one point in time, one of the hearts and souls of the Cruiserweight division, and he's looking to rediscover that glory again. Mysterio now on the outside. Here comes Lee with the suicide dive. Wesley is all kinds of fired up here at a capacity Little Caesars Arena on SmackDown. Oh, hang on here. Wait a minute. Javon Evans! Javon Evans is here, and he's going after Lee. Wait a minute. Oh, Jay Connor. Is Javon... Hold on here. Wesley thought Dominic Mysterio took out Javon Evans, yet Evans is here tonight, and he just took out Wesley. Well, Javon Evans obviously knew this whole time who must have ambushed him, and I think we just got the one true answer. A developing story here on SmackDown, ladies and gentlemen. Javon Evans returns with his eyes set on Wesley, just as Jey Uso has his eyes on Finn Balor's World Heavyweight Championship, where they meet in the main event, live from Detroit, right here tonight. Can't get enough Universe Mode? PLE kickoff shows, live events, all exclusive to Noah Nation Gaming channel members. Hit the join button down below and gain access to more universe than ever before. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we want to take you back to the biggest party of the summer, SummerSlam in Cleveland, where SmackDown's Women's World Championship was on the line in a WrestleMania rematch. Raquel Rodriguez has been targeting Io Sky all summer long. Raquel took the fight to Io and nearly conquered the Genius of the Sky on multiple occasions in the middle of Huntington Bank Field. However, Io Sky able to outlast some of Raquel's best in the back half of the matchup, and the Genius of the Sky repeating history from the grandest stage of them all, defeating Raquel Rodriguez at SummerSlam and retaining her Women's World Championship. And while you're the champion at the top of the division, the challengers never stop coming. Non-title action tonight, but huge championship implications.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring, representing the Kabuki Warriors from Tokyo, Japan, the WWE Women's World Champion, Io Sky.
Io Sky has held that championship proudly since March at WrestleMania. She won this year's Elimination Chamber matchup. Io is having one hell of a 2025. Sitting at the helm of the SmackDown Women's Division, and so much talent underneath of her, all looking to step up and take their crack at the Genius of the Sky, hopefully an attempt to capture the Women's World Championship. As we said, tonight is non-title action, but for Io Sky's opponent, huge implications and potential championship opportunities. A veteran of the women's division stepping up. Bayley looking to take the fight to Io Sky right here in the Motor City. A victory could guarantee her a future shot at the Women's World title.
And her opponent from San Jose, California,
Well, some great action on hand here on SmackDown, just as there will be 2 weeks from Sunday in the Uber Arena, Berlin, Germany. We'll be live at 5 p.m. Eastern Time for the Bash in Berlin. We saw earlier tonight Ilja Dragunov just able to catch AJ Styles, and he will challenge for the Heavyweight Championship of the World, whether it is held by Finn Balor or Jey Uso on the 19th of this month at Bash in Berlin. We're going to find out later tonight who will be the heavyweight champion come Germany. But right here, right now, the eyes of the world are on the SmackDown Women's Division as Bayley looks to see what's next for her. What chapter awaits here on SmackDown? One-on-one with Iyo Sky. I'll tell you what, these are two incredible talents. Just as we saw earlier tonight with AJ Styles and Ilja Dragunov, I am sure respect outside of the ring, but now that the bell has sounded, that respect goes out the window, and both of these women have their own individual motivations to get the job done here and now. Bayley going for the quick pinfall on Iyo Sky. If there's any way to catch Iyo Sky slipping, it may be in the early moments where she least expects it. But there's Iyo Sky giving the fight right back to Bayley. And for the quick victory as well. The veteran able to pop the shoulder up. No doubt been the best year of Iyo Sky's career thus far. Bayley looking to put some cracks in the armor. Trying to earn herself a future championship opportunity, which you gotta imagine would come. She can find a way to keep the shoulders of Iyo Sky down for a 3 tonight. Has of course been a rarity in this calendar year as Iyo Sky just continues to get better. Forget being one of the best women's wrestlers in the world. She is one of the best wrestlers in the world, period. No doubt about it. Don't forget about the accolades of Bayley, former champion across all brands in WWE, Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. Just a couple of months ago, herself and Naomi were trying to challenge for the Women's Tag Team Championship, and although that pursuit did not go the way Bayley would have hoped, she now finds herself with this singles opportunity tonight. And all it takes is any given Thursday to get that 3 count, and all of a sudden your stock has been raised here on SmackDown. Gotta wonder, Iyo Sky has obviously had some time to think about the events of SummerSlam and think about the rivalry with Raquel Rodriguez that she's gotta hope is behind her at this point. Bayley may be in front of her after this. Suplex into the corner, Iyo Sky able to survive. And the point of us mentioning that is Iyo Sky now has got to refocus on the rest of the division that has really been outcasted in her mind over the last couple of months as she's had tunnel vision trying to get retribution on Raquel Rodriguez and put that story to bed. Now she looks to refocus on all the talent that SmackDown houses, including Bayley. And here's Iyo Sky giving the fight right back to the role model. Nice step-up drop kick, a signature out of the arsenal of the Women's World Champion. One of the maneuvers has helped bring her so much success. Look at this strength. Incredible! Into the German, into the bridge from the genius of the Sky. No need to leave the soles of her boots that time. There's the strength and the wherewithal of Iyo that got the maneuver locked. Right to the Meteor, taking Bayley down once more. Bayley may be on the verge of finding out. Many of superstars here on SmackDown, such as Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan and Piper Niven, among others, have found out in 2025, and that Iyo Sky is just one tough puzzle to figure out, and few, if any, are able to do it. There are knees right to the abdominal. That'll take the wind right out of you. That's smart for Iyo Sky to go right for the pinfall, knowing Bayley would have been gasping for air in that very moment. Bayley, not a former champion across all brands, as we mentioned here in WWE, for no reason. She has been in the ring with some of the best. She has beaten some of the best. She is one of the best. No doubt a future Hall of Famer in this industry. As now Bayley into the belly to belly. Huge victory on the horizon, not just yet. As we were mentioning, Bayley, no doubt a future Hall of Famer in this industry, but this is an industry based off what have you done for me lately, and it has been some time since Bayley has really found her name in the lights, has really found herself not only challenging for championship gold, but being a true, worthy potential holder of the gold. All it takes, as we mentioned, is any given Thursday, getting that job done, raising your stock, and becoming undeniable to the rest of the locker room. What Bayley's looking to do here, but Iyo Sky, nice reversal. I don't even know if she meant to collapse Bayley like that, but Bayley's own momentum just buckling her out of the corner. Look at Iyo Sky, just got her sticking and moving. Now, into the bullet train attack goes the Women's World Champion. And now Iyo scaling the ropes, going to where she's most comfortable. Over the moonsault. into the cover, goes the Women's World Champion. This one's over. A great effort by Bayley, but once again, championship on the line or not, Io Sky showing you why she is one of the best. And speaking of one of the best, the beautiful Madness, Julia is in the ring. Oh man, and is staring eye to eye with Io Sky at her very Women's World Championship. Are we looking at a prelude to a future clash of two greats here on SmackDown? Well, we gotta move on, ladies and gentlemen. We want to take you back to the SummerSlam kickoff show exclusively for No Nation Gaming channel members. Replay available now. New Catch Republic 2v2 against the Motor City Machine Guns in a #1 contenders matchup for the WWE Tag Team titles. Motor City Machine Guns up to this point undefeated since their SmackDown debut, but Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate may have just been more motivated to get back into the ring with their summer-long rivals in Drew McIntyre and Sheamus. As you see here, the closing moments of this matchup, the double team maneuver by the big strong boy and the bruiserweight that secured future #1 contendership for Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. New Catch Republic, a shot at the WWE Tag Team titles is coming their way. And come their way, so it will. Next Thursday night in Evansville, Indiana, New Catch Republic are set to run it back with the Celtic Warrior Sheamus, as well as the Scottish Warrior Drew McIntyre. McIntyre and Sheamus have held the WWE Tag Team title since May. Will next week be where it all comes crashing down? We'll find out in Evansville. But ladies and gentlemen, coming up next here in Detroit, Finn Balor's first defense of the World Heavyweight Championship, and it's against a man he knows very well. Main event, Jey Uso. Their history runs deep. The gold's on the line. Coming up next on SmackDown. Live on Sunday, October 19th, from the Uber Arena in Berlin, Germany. The action returns as Raw and SmackDown superstars collide for glory, gold, and unforgettable moments. Titles will be on the line. Rivalries reach their boiling point, and these competitors step into the ring with everything on the line. From brutal clashes to moments of triumph, only the best will leave their mark on international soil. Presented by No Nation Gaming channel memberships, the lights will be the brightest at the Bash in Berlin. We want to take you back to 2 weeks prior to SummerSlam right here on SmackDown. Finn Balor was going one-on-one with Jey Uso when Finn Balor's rival, his SummerSlam opponent, Damian Priest, arrived on the scene. Monday Night Raw superstar crossing enemy lines, taking Finn Balor's eye off the ball and allowing Jey Uso to capitalize on the man that was then Mr. Money in the Bank. Well, the history between Jey and Finn runs deep, and it was a feather of the cap and main event Jey Uso on that night. With little help from Damian Priest, Jey Uso pinning the shoulders of the man who would go on to become the World Heavyweight Champion. We also want to take you to the events of Cleveland, of SummerSlam, of the biggest party of the summer. We talked about it earlier tonight. AJ Styles keeping down Ilja Dragunov in an instant classic to capture the World Heavyweight Championship. However, the Phenomenal One only able to bask in that glory for mere minutes as Finn Balor would arrive on the scene, ambush AJ Styles with his briefcase, cash in the Money in the Bank contract, and Finn Balor leaving SummerSlam the World Heavyweight Champion. A night that started with him coming up short to Damian Priest certainly ended on the highest of high for the Judgment Day's head leader.
The following is scheduled for one fall and is for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Well, Finn Balor might have left SummerSlam with the World Heavyweight title, but there is a lot of enemies that got a bone to pick with the Judgment Day, including this man. One of the most popular superstars walking WWE today. Main event, Jey Uso. It was about a year ago this time that Jey Uso moved over to SmackDown. He had that opportunity because himself and his brother were banished off of Monday Night Raw thanks to Finn Balor and the Judgment Day. Jey Uso went on to capture the United States Championship, held it all the way till this year at WrestleMania. And of course, it was after WrestleMania and the draft lottery that Finn Balor and the rest of the Judgment Day reshaping the group and moving over here to SmackDown. Finn Balor and Jey Uso's problems have been reignited ever since. And quite frankly, they've gone unresolved. Both of them have had some moments here and there, but tonight is where it all comes down to. An incredible sight. Live inside Little Caesars Arena. Nearly 2 years of history between Jey Uso and Finn Balor, and it comes to a head right here tonight for the World Heavyweight Championship. This may be the biggest match in Jey Uso's career. You know, we talk about the history between Jey and Finn. One of the biggest chapters in the Judgment Day and Bloodline story, really the story that brought these two men together, was right here in Detroit, SummerSlam 2024, when the Bloodline conquered the Judgment Day in 4-on-4 warfare. All this time later, we're back here in the Motor City, and it's Finn Balor who is on top of Thursday Night SmackDown as the heavyweight champion of the world. Well, Finn Balor is walking into the Lion's Den tonight. Jey Uso's been waiting for this style of opportunity for quite some time. Not only is it a chance to get another crack at Finn Balor, but it's an opportunity to become the World Heavyweight Champion. Finn Balor walking down the aisle with that title for the very first time that they're capturing it at SummerSlam. And we know after earlier tonight that the winner of this matchup moves directly 2 weeks from Sunday to Berlin, Germany, the Bash in Berlin, where they will defend the championship against the new #1 contender, the Mad Dragon, Ilja Dragunov. Well, Dragunov has been in the ring with both of these superstars, going back to King and Queen of the Ring a couple of months ago in Seattle. Ilja defeated Finn and Jey in a triple threat match to retain the world title on that night. A lot of the top stars and their stories intertwined on SmackDown. When it all boils down to one thing, you're looking at it around the waist. It all comes down to the World Heavyweight Championship that Finn Balor currently possesses. Well, here we go. It is your main event live from the Motor City. The World Heavyweight Championship is on the line.
Introducing the challenger. From San Francisco, California, weighing in at 242 pounds. Main event, Jey Uso! And his opponent, from Bray, County Wicklow, Ireland, weighing in at 190 pounds. The World Heavyweight Champion, Finn Balor!
Jey has defeated Finn. Finn has defeated Jey. But tonight, the most important matchup in their long, storied history. Right here, live on SmackDown, in the main event for the World Heavyweight title. The winner moves directly to Bash in Berlin. Who will it be? We're going to find out right here, right now. The bell has sounded and we are underway. Jey Uso hot out of the gate. It's only 2 weeks prior to SummerSlam, as we mentioned, that Jey Uso was able to pin the shoulders of Finn Balor, albeit with a little bit of assistance from Damian Priest, but let's not act like Jey Uso couldn't have done it on his own. Jey Uso has defeated Finn Balor. Finn has defeated Jey, as we mentioned. It all boils down to this tonight. Balor taken out of the ring. Here comes main event. Jey Uso over the top rope. Jey, guns a-blazing early, the only way he knows how, taking the fight to Finn Balor all in the name of the World Heavyweight title. Jey obviously getting this fight back between the ropes. That's where he can win the championship tonight. Cannot do so. The account under disqualification. Finn Balor, and I'm sure he knows it well and is very happy of it, has that championship advantage here tonight with the title on the line. Finn Balor, of course, as we talked about, started off SummerSlam at the lowest of lows, coming up short to his old running mate in Damian Priest. But Balor quickly turned it around just about 2 hours later when he cashed in the Money in the Bank contract to win the title. But here's Jey, looking to win the same gold and take it away from the Judgment Day clubhouse, but it's going to take a hell of a lot more than that here tonight. Think about the storied battles between these two men. It was last September at No Mercy. The Judgment Day booted the Usos off of Monday Night Raw. Hell, it was earlier this year at Backlash that Jey and Jimmy Uso ignited for the first time since that night and defeated Finn Balor and Dominic Mysterio in tag team action. Their paths crossing here on SmackDown on premium live events, and it all boils down to this: Balor and Jey and their long, long history with the World Heavyweight Championship on the line. It's almost become one of those situations that'll never truly be over, never truly be finished. There's no grudge that'll ever truly be settled between Balor and Jey. They're always going to have a disdain for each other. They're always going to have a problem with one another. But tonight, the most important bout, at least up to this point, between these two individuals. World titles on the line. Winner moves directly to 2 weeks from Sunday to defend the gold against Ilja Dragunov. Finn Balor, who has lost to Ilja Dragunov in singles competition in the past, sure is not pleased that the #1 contender for the championship has already been determined. Balor cannot be focused on a possible matchup with Ilja Dragunov. He's got to focus on Jey Uso right now, and that's exactly what he's doing. Gotta wonder if it's in the back of Balor's mind what happened the last time these two men were in the ring. His shoulders getting pinned to the mat by Jey Uso. Is that a confidence booster for Jey? Is that a detriment to Finn? We are going to find out as this matchup progresses. Knee right to the abdominal. That'll knock the wind out of you for sure, but Jey Uso knows tonight of all nights, he's got to let adrenaline fuel him. He's got to fight through the pain and punishment. World Championship opportunities don't come around every day. Jey Uso now set in the far corner. Finn Balor picking up some steam. Chop into the drop kick. A lot of strikes being thrown by the Prince in this matchup thus far. Balor certainly pleased with his efforts. Finn Balor keeping down AJ Styles when he cashed in the Money in the Bank contract at SummerSlam, but that was a weakened individual. Now it's his first true World Championship matchup. He's the one defending the gold, and Jey Uso came in 100%. It is all on the shoulders of Finn Balor to put in the work and get the job done. Finn Balor, like him or not, he has done a good job of taking this crowd out of it. Silencing all of his naysayers in the building. And trying to take all of Jey Uso's supporters down. Balor continues to wrestle this style of matchup. Jey Uso's World Heavyweight Championship hopes may be thwarted, and there's a brain buster by Balor. Pack it up, send it home. This one's over. Maybe not. Jey Uso still alive. Balor just dropping Jey right on his crown somehow. One of the most decorated tag team wrestlers of all time, a former United States champion, is still in this fight. Maybe not for long. Here's Balor with a buckle bomb. That is going to take a lot out of Jey Uso. As we get deeper into this matchup and championship rounds start to creep in, how much is Jey going to have left? It's one thing to survive, it's a whole other thing to thrive. If Balor's got to meticulously pick apart Jey Uso, rest assured he will do it. I think against anybody inside of that ring, Balor would have no problem picking apart Jey. Jey brought back to his feet by Finn, only to be taken down. Side effect-like maneuver. Balor firmly in the driver's seat, feeling confident, as we mentioned before, not giving Jey Uso any signs of hope. Oh, there you go. There's one. Jey creates some distance. And now a kick takes the world champion off his feet. Jey Uso now realizing he's got to start playing catch-up. He's got to rally here in the Motor City. Take the fight to Finn. Get this place loud and noisy. Throw Finn off his game. Give him everything he's got. Ooh. Jey just mowing over Finn that time. Balor on a wobbly foundation. Pop-up neck breaker to win the title. No! Finn Balor getting the shoulder up, a close call for main event Jey Uso. I'll tell you, it was right here on SmackDown, Halloween night to be exact, last year, that Jey Uso defeated Carmelo Hayes to become the United States Champion. Could it be right here on SmackDown, October the 2nd, 2025, where Jey Uso defeats Finn Balor to become the World Heavyweight Champion? Finn Balor hoisted on top by the challenger. The champion in trouble. Oh no, Samoan drop position. Finn Balor able to get out of it, and he just snake eyes his Jey. Oh man. Oh, what a double stomp to the chest cavity. The precursor to the coup de grace. Jey trying to get to his feet. Balor middle rope. Wanted the drop kick, nobody home. And a spear by Uso. Cutting Finn in half. Championship gold on the line. But it's not over yet. Jey Uso able to get the hell out of dodge of that drop kick. Delivers the spear. And with the Motor City on their feet, no 3 count to be had just yet. Jey going for the super kick. Finn Balor able to catch the shoe. And the dragon screw. Jey Uso might have shown his best hands thus far in this matchup. Balor might have instituted too much punishment for Jey to fight through any longer. Oh no. Jey just sent right into the post. Finn Balor able to survive that spear moments ago, although I'm sure his ribcage has got to be hurting. Jey Uso throwing all 200 plus pounds right through the World Heavyweight Champion. However, it is Jey Uso who is currently down on the canvas, and it could be moments away from that being for good. Jey looking up at the lights of Little Caesars Arena. Another boot right to the crown of the prince. Maybe Jey still has something left. And a rally here in the middle of Detroit. Ooh. Knocking Finn off his feet. Kick to the abdominal. I don't know if he got all of it that time. Balor's got a kick for him. Jey catches the boot. Oh! There we go. Maybe we should not discount the efforts of the challenger. Maybe we should not underestimate the challenger. Jey's beaten Finn Balor before. Can he do it again? Balor into the ropes. Balor puts the brakes on. However, it's Jey Uso who's going to recapitalize. Stacking up Finn Balor here. Oh, and Balor reverses the pressure. Last second, pinfall of his own. Jey Uso's able to pop out of it. Balor now grabs a hold of the challenger again, just trying to slow down his momentum here in the Motor City. Jey Uso continues to put the brakes on. Middle rope he goes, however, might have waited a little bit too long and doesn't have enough to capitalize before Finn does. Just yanking him off the middle rope. Balor again with that precursor double stomp. And now Jey in the drop zone. Balor's going up. Coup de grace to main event Jey Uso. But Jey still alive here in Detroit. How the hell is Jey Uso still in this fight? Balor with the coup de grace. Jey Uso somehow has still got something left. Oh, look at this. Jey gets to his feet, but barely. Balor takes him down, 1916 style. Jey Uso might have just been coasting on fumes with that kick out. Now Balor's back up top. Oh, no. That standing coup de grace, just how he defeated AJ Styles at SummerSlam. This one's over. Finn Balor retains the World Heavyweight title.
Here is your winner, and still the World Heavyweight Champion, Finn Balor.
Jey Uso with one hell of an effort. Nothing to be ashamed of in defeat. But Finn Balor conquers his old rival and now moves into a clash at the Castle Rematch in Berlin, Germany. But this time it is the Prince who houses the World Heavyweight Champion, and it's the Mad Dragon, Ilja Dragunov, who is on his tail. What a matchup that is going to be 2 weeks from Sunday. Oh man, at Bash in Berlin, where this man, the Tsar, Ilja Dragunov, is hoping to head back to familiar soils and recollect the World Heavyweight title. Well, ladies and gentlemen, wait a minute, hold on here, we're not done just yet. Damian Priest is in the ring. Damian, south of heaven to the World Heavyweight Champion Finn Balor. Finn Balor could not have been expecting Priest again here tonight. Balor brought to his feet. Damian now with a second south of heaven. Damian Priest, who defeated Finn at SummerSlam, but it looks like he's far from done. Once again crossing enemy lines and sending a message to Finn Balor. And Balor just got reminded that when it comes to the World Heavyweight Championship, you always got a target on your back.